everybody, I'm Chrissy Chu, and this is Cassia Dialogue. Today we have our very first interview, and we have with us here today Rudy Fang, the CEO of Cassia BC. And that stands for Central Asia and Southeast Asia Business Chambers. Well, let me tell you a little bit about Rudy today. He pretty much is a serial entrepreneur and also a serial adult learner. He has not only gone through a bachelor's degree from University of Indonesia, Henley University in London, and also NTU as well as SMU in Singapore. His professional life has also been really interesting, ranging from being a banker and IT, and now a serial entrepreneur as he takes on Central Asia and Southeast Asia. So, Rudy, thank you for joining us today. I think our listeners would like to know a little bit about the real Rudy. Could you please tell us a little bit about your background and your dreams and where you want to go from here?
Thank you, Christina, for the opportunity today, and hi to all our Cassia friends wherever you are. A little bit about myself. I come from a very humble family. My grandfather was a laborer in a farm in Indonesia. My father went to second year of primary school. And then they worked very hard together with my mom, my father. They set up their business, and they managed to send all the kids to university. So that really brings all the kids to education. We really appreciate. We want to learn a lot of things. That's why I'm kind of like university hopper now, to learn a lot of things about this. Yeah, I went to become a banker, and then after that, then got bored with banking, and then moved to IT. And then after that, I realized that I want to do business, and I set up the business myself with my couple of friends. I survived until today, and now we are talking about Cassia BC. But let me tell you, actually, what I want to do, hopefully soon, I want to become a farmer and also a teacher.
Wow, that's a huge range of activity and things
Yes,
that you
it is.
want to move into. But I can see the real passion that you have in education here. It started from all the universities, and you want to eventually become a teacher.
Yes.
That's amazing. Can you tell us a little bit more about your professional life then? Moving from banking to IT and then now being a serial entrepreneur, I'm sure that you've got a lot of experiences that we can actually learn from.
Yeah, I think, of course, then I learned a lot from being professional in the corporate life. I learned a lot from Citibank, Standard Chartered Bank, where I worked before. I learned also from a lot of multinational IT companies, right? But I think I learned a lot from daily life. I meet a lot of people from many countries. I travel 75% of my time. I basically come back to Singapore to sleep.
That's right.
So I think a lot of learning really in life, and this is my point also to all Cassia friends. We do learn from our life. I mean, don't just learn from universities, right? That's really what we want to do now with Cassia BC. We want to learn together, we want to do business together, and we want to grow together. A lot of people are talking about making money. Yes, we have seen a lot of people are trying to make money with different ways. Now people are fighting for a vaccine, for example. Lately, that a 17-year-old boy actually commits suicide because of the GameStop share.
Yes.
And another 24-year-old in Australia committed a crime because of the cryptocurrency for millions of dollars, right? Let's make money together, but let's make good money, not bad money.
Yes, I totally agree with you. You know, this pandemic and the slump in the economy globally, worldwide, has put a lot of people on edge, and we are all, lack of a better word, desperate and fearful. We're scared. You know, more often than not, we're all trying to just survive. But I think we're chasing after the wrong goal of just chasing after money.
Yes.
From your vast experience, can you tell us maybe 3 tips that we can, you know, take on from you? How we might actually, you know, move away from this purely fear-driven survival mode?
Yes. As I mentioned earlier, Cassia friends, that I learn a lot from a lot of people. Learn from life, basically. That's my real university, right?
Yes.
I learned these 3 things in my life. Number 1 is really be humble. Be very, very humble. There are a lot of people who are smarter than us. They are better than us. They are richer than us. They have more experience, better skill. So let's recognize this and learn from everybody, right? And number two is really be very persistent. Go for it. Go for your dream. Go for what you believe in. Go with your heart. Don't be afraid. Just do it, right? So that's what makes things successful. And the last one is really be agile. As we say, the toughest thing in nature is not stone, but it is water, right? So change like water, and then change as you go, and then you can see the opportunity and change it as you wish. Be very agile.
Wow, Rudy, you've pretty much quoted my favorite philosopher, Bruce Lee, there.
Oh, okay.
Be like water.
Yes.
Well, since we've teed up perfectly for the subject, can you tell us a little bit more about Cassia BC and how this might actually help us, break away from the old ways of doing business? I'm sure everybody here is actually pretty interested to find out how we can scale and, move into a new way of doing business.
Certainly. Cassia BC is a platform. It is also a community, and I would say it's also an ecosystem. This is the place where we want all of us small medium enterprises from 16 countries to go together to learn from each other, learn from our successes, learn from our failures, and grow and thrive together, right? What differences that we have compared to other business chamber or chamber of commerces is that we don't do a normal business matching, right? So what we want to do is we want to create projects together with you. We want to bring your projects to 16 countries. We want to get our hands dirty in the project together, right? And by doing this project, I believe, and all of us in Cassia BC believe, that we can basically learn from each other, and as I mentioned earlier, to thrive together. As I mentioned earlier, that we want to do good money, right?
Yes.
So we want the business to be sustainable. And today, what is sustainability? We want to also comply, or we want to adopt the United Nations SDG goals, right? And we want to also have investors together with us, and we want to also apply the investor ESG concept in our businesses. So that's what we are going to do together, and we will support each other for this.
Wow, that really feels like it's moving forward in a very progressive way, but not just building businesses together with our members, but also bringing them across into 16 countries in just the right business models with the SDGs and the ESGs goals in mind. This feels like a really huge plan. Do you think this is going to be able to succeed?
Yes, definitely. I mean, as we say, if you don't dream it, you won't get it, right? So you dream it, you plan it, you measure it, you will get it. So we learn from life, we learn from our experience, that's what we have. So yes, if you ask me, yes, we have a big dream. We call it Dream 2051, in fact. We will talk about that later. But yes, we have methodology, we have experience, we have planned what to do, and we will meet what we want to, and we will be successful.
Wow, Rudy, I really like that cliffhanger you left for us there. But before we actually end it off, why don't you let us know where are these 16 countries that you're talking about? Because I'm sure that if we want to plan about scaling our business, it would be a pretty good idea to actually be able to visualize where we're actually scaling them and bringing them to.
Yes, in fact, that's a very good question. So, Cassia Friends, 16 countries is 10 countries in Southeast Asia. So we have Singapore, Indonesia, Thailand, Philippines, Vietnam, Laos, Cambodia, etc. I mean, you know all the 10 countries. And the 6 countries in Central Asia is Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, and Mongolia. So yeah, it's not easy basically to spell all these stunts country, but I'm sure once you join us in Cassia BC, you will be familiar with this country, and we want to do business together.
I cannot wait And especially with your cliffhanger, we're going to find out a little bit more about that in our next show. I think that's all the time that we have. I want to really respect your time and the time of our listeners. Do you have any last words, pieces of advice that you can actually give to us?
Yeah, I think we want to invite all our CASIA friends really to join our event, listen to our podcast and show. So if you are students and you want to learn about business, please come and join us. We will give you a lot of training, a lot of opportunity to learn, and we will try also to create internship for students. If you are startup, please come and join us. We will connect you with a lot of established business who have been doing business for years and also do business together with them. And if you are small, medium enterprises and you are entrepreneur, right? You really want to join us because we want to work together and we want to go to 16 countries together with you. And finally, if you are university or you are the high learning institutions, we really need your support. We want to get all your content and teaching, and we want to help you to bring all of this content to 16 countries, to our students, to our startups, to our SMEs. And research, your research is very important, including thesis and probably dissertation for your master degree student or PhD student. We want also to do research together with you in 16 countries. And of course, your students will have opportunity to learn about entrepreneurship from 16 countries and probably also internship. So we want to welcome all of you CASIA friends to join us in CASIA BC.
Wow, Rudy, I have to say, after the whole interview, I'm getting a much better picture that this is not just for SMEs and businesses that are already formed, but it's also for students and budding entrepreneurs and startups that we are able to groom through education and take them on into building a scalable business model that's going to be positioned specifically for Central Asia and Southeast Asia. I think this is an opportunity not to be missed.
Yes,
So,
I think so.
I think we can stop right there so that we can give CASIA members as well as CASIA friends something to think about, as we will also be interviewing all the founding members of CASIA BC so that we can have a little clearer insights on all the different areas that we'll be able to help you with, and also, well, how we're going to be able to build businesses together. With that, thank you guys for tuning in.
Yeah.
Keep a lookout for us, and thank you, Rudy, for taking the time out to come to speak to us here.
Thank you, Christina, for the opportunity, and thank you, CASIA friends, from wherever you are.
See you soon.
See you. Bye-bye.